Just another lovely day here in the Forelands. 50 coins? That's way too expensive. I bet this is God's fault. We have to go kill him right now for this affront. If you remember, there's 2 gods we have left to kill, so let's get right into it. By saving and then terrorizing yet another initiate. Suddenly Calgary. No, Calamari. No, that's not right. Calamar, the next god, or as I know him, a soon-to-be murder victim, blocked our path. Back at the court, we sent Hummer to bed before meeting this guy and his pet worm, who was a fellow gambling addict like myself. After we met somebody much less friendly, who decided to disease the rest of my court, meaning that not only can they not work, but if I'm too slow, they're all gonna die. But since I didn't choose to unlock the teleport ability, there was nothing to do but crash, bash, and gamble? I guess. All the way to the boss, Habarium, who was a bit annoying, but fell without too much trouble, allowing us to return home, where I learned that the Gritty saga somehow continues. With his arrest finally being ordered, it'll remain to be seen if this is gonna finally be the end of Gritty. Now, since we don't believe in psychedelics here in this cult, this was an easy choice for me. Some more wonderful poetry from our friend Haru, warning us that we cannot kill death. A fact I know to be wrong as a professional Elden Ring player. Nobody stays dead, not on my watch. Now, this may be against the Geneva Convention, but I always saw that as more of a recommendation. And just like that, it's time. With Calamar quaking in fear, the route to her temple is open and her defeat is imminent. But before that, the final boss of the 4 bishops confronts us, reminding us how to count, before leaving us to the spiders, who we killed quite easily. With them gone, I forced my way through cultists, floating mushrooms, and whatever these weird monster things are. And before long, it was time to finish our time here in Anchor Deep, and remove the 3rd chain. With her cool design and plethora of weapons, I was afraid that this may turn out to be a difficult fight. But, like usual, I was mistaken, and she died without a challenge. We taunted her a bit before stealing her heart, and I finally decided to give my followers their first filling meal in weeks, and boy were they happy. We cashed in that heart for new power and readied ourselves for the Silk Cradle. And now if you don't like spiders, you're not gonna like this next zone. And this is why. As you can see, most of the enemies here are spiders, so arachnophobiacs, beware. Clearly, killing Calamar crashed the economy just as planned, and Heleb offered us this follower for free. Or maybe he was afraid we were gonna kill him as well. Regardless, we kidnapped this poor fox and we moved on, straight to Shamra, who forced her only Twitch-named follower to go against us. And I was forced to kill him, angering the cult and just breaking my heart. The first of the many spider bosses, my only goal was to kill him and return home to prevent any possible rebellions. It was finally time for Hummer, my oldest follower, to embark on a holy crusade to gather wood. After that, I had to scratch my gambling itch, and I lost. Never gamble, it's clearly rigged. Anyway, we added another doctrine, this one sponsored by Billy Joel, and then we committed our first sacrifice, and I decided to forcefully end the Gritty drama, and he died for the good of the cult. This is fine. Nothing suspicious here at all. Nothing to worry about. Just ignore everything you've seen here. More lower time with Shamra, but sadly he forced me to kill 2 more followers. Luckily, Hummer wasn't here to witness this. And it's time! With the door nearly unlocked, the next fight would be against Shamra, the strongest of all the bishops. Probably. I guess he's the last one, right? Makes sense to me. With critically low faith, I wonder why, it was time to allow someone to ascend to the next plane of consciousness, before forcefully re-educating all of my dissenters. With the faith secure, I transformed my followers into demons in preparation for the next fight, before learning sadly that 5 becomes nothing. I guess, nothing at all. Anyway, the door to Shamra's temple has been opened, but before we could fight, this cool worm monster offered to brainwash my followers to like me more, and of course I said yes, cause why wouldn't I? With that done, the battle commenced. Our spider enemy launched an orbital assault against me, before trying to slash and body slam me to death. When this failed, he firebombed me, dealing some massive damage. As he neared death, he pulled out his final card, and he began summoning more spider allies. and thanks to a couple stupid mistakes by myself, he nearly dealt me my first death since Hecate. But, luckily, he was unsuccessful, and with his death, it was time to return the crown to Nurender, or as we know him, the one who waits. Before this, I gave my followers the best food that I had left, and of course chose 2 new demons to accompany me to what I assumed to be the final battle. With this massive gate finally unlocked, I summoned my followers to teleport me to the Astral Realm, where I finally met the one who waits face to face. The question remains, however, do I kneel to be sacrificed or not? I'm gonna leave it up to chance and just flip a coin. Heads, we sacrifice ourselves. Tails, we don't. This one's just for practice. This one, however, is just for practice. And what a surprise, it's heads. I guess we're gonna have to refuse to sacrifice ourselves. What a shame. With our betrayal apparent, we first faced off against the Chain Demon Baal and his cultist allies, before moving on to the weird dark sorcerer Aim, who I may have underestimated a little bit, before finally moving on to him, which was a very anticlimactic fight. He dealt so much less damage than his retainers, but of course that wasn't the end. With my followers crucified, I don't know why, it was time to face Nurender's 3 eyes. I don't really know why. But all I had to do was destroy them while dodging the chains, and the fire, and even more fire, and of course the eyes themselves, while waiting for them to also come out of hiding so I could kill them. And unfortunately, I was a little bit too cocky, and our poor lamb was burned just 1 too many times by the final eye, and we were dealt a death by our patron god's hand. And this really makes you wonder, who revived us? Because every other time we died, it was the one who waits reviving us. Anyway, moving on. We had to refight Baal and Aim, of course, before we could return to our fight against the one who waits. And with a little bit less health than I would prefer, we were back to the eyes. Maybe it was thanks to my knowledge, maybe it was because I knew I had to be pretty careful, but I did a much better job of avoiding the fire this time around. The chains, however, not so much. And right before I could die to the fire that I just said I was doing a good job avoiding, we destroyed the 3rd eye, allowing me to finish off the one who waits. Now, do we spare him or not? This coin flip will decide the final portion of our journey. Let's see what it says. Heads, we spare him. Tails, we kill him. Apologies, Nurender, but the coin has spoken. Though gravely injured, we came out on top and surpassed not only the bishops, but Nurender himself, leaving us as these lands' sole deity. What a journey for our little lamb, from the humble beginnings of nearly being sacrificed, all the way to becoming a god. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed watching our lamb's rise to power. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and have a great rest of your day.